Hello, folks. Slightly Slanted Sleuth coming at you. Oakdale, Minnesota. Happy New Year. Wow, do I have some revelations to share with you folks. Well, check this out. Hang on, I'm conversing with somebody here and trying to get to my live stream chat. All right. Now. Uh-oh. What happened? Still there? All right. Hello, guys. Hello, Sandy. Miles. Get off the island and swim back to shore. Cheers. I'm drinking. Ah. Now that's taken care of. No, I'm not having a freaking weed paranoia attack. Now listen to this now. Hello, Cindy Lou, Miles. Hello, Aaron. This is gonna blow you away, dude. I'm not letting nothing get me down. It's kind of way out there. But it shouldn't surprise me. Hello, Michelle, sweetheart. I love you. Glad you could join us. Scan 316. KT, love you. But yeah, Tales of the Blue-Eyed Indian. I'm glad you're here, brother. Danielle is waiting. Hello, Danielle. All right, now listen. 2 nights ago, 2 nights now, 2 nights ago, I was dreaming. And I haven't been dreaming much. Hello, Brandy. Radiant Temple Reiki's in his house. Now, I was dreaming, and I had this word come to me, and this word was Raka Tamata, whatever the hell it was, okay? Well, I go to my YouTube channel. Here, and I'll even show you guys. Show you the correspondence. I go to my YouTube channel and I see and I see I'm working on it. It's almost there. You guys are gonna be. This just floored me. I don't know what the hell it's about. Okay. So I got to go to my Sky's the Limit video. An architect, are you in the house yet? Whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you sure are being an architect, aren't you? And I don't know what the hell's going on, but this is wild, guys. Oh, now there's not even a freaking comment from him? Nope, there it is. Okay, why did you say you didn't know of gematria when your friends start off with it first in the live stream? Okay, now check this out. Now remember, that word came to me the night before in a dream. I didn't reveal it to anybody, did not mention it to one soul. Okay? So how's that going for you? Would you like another made-up word? I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, you made that word up? Why did it come back as the tree of life? And maybe it didn't. Maybe I got confused on that, but okay, you see the link that I posted? That link came to me because of this. Now, look at this. Me and my best friend, as a kid, made up an odd language that, looking back, was downright scary sounding and definitely worrisome to anyone around for sure. We were little demons, to say the least, always doing something just horrible and cruel to animals, and I had 5 felonies at the age of 13. We were court ordered to never see each other again. We went to 2 different schools from then on, out for good reasons. Well, maybe. I went to church after church trying to find what I was looking for, but was always told I was a lukewarm Christian, and I felt shunned away by them all. My view of it is different than what I can't even read these glasses on. What what it says on a lot of it. But that's okay. Everyone is different, right? I'm not the kind of person that anything like this should come from. At least I didn't think so until I read the book. Every preacher preaches. From and what? And realized I was exactly who he chooses to go through, as are you from what I see. Okay? Sorry, my reading wasn't that good there. I couldn't really see it. So then I Google that word and I come up with this. I come up with this link right here. See where it brings me? It brings me to this. Okay? Now, I thought it was his name on here, but you know what I mean? It brings me to this. Question. Q, trust the plan, okay? Okay, and it's just showing all my videos. You know what I mean? So, what the hell? Oh, and then I read this. Oh. Oh. But I mean, how could that word get in my head? Are you guys following me here? Are you guys following me? I'm not confusing you? You ready, Danielle? You guys following me here? I mean, but that word was in my head, you guys. And it's the only thing that triggered me to go on this path. You know what I'm saying? To go down the gematria path with the architect. Okay, Danny. Are you following me now? I mean, I'm shaking right here. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So do you understand what I'm getting at here? I mean, I was about to delete my channel. I'm serious here. I mean, I'm just freaking shaking right now, guys. Yeah, but it's not just a crazy freak. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. I mean, everybody's always stuck on some conspiracy thing. This is way deeper than that. I don't understand how. Who am I to be chosen like that? You know, who am I to be? I don't know. I don't get it. So, guys, what do you say? What do you think I should do? 2 nights ago, I had a dream. A word comes to me. This word was Raka Tamata, whatever. And the architect, or whoever this guy is or girl is, made the word up, they said. Well, they didn't know that I knew the word. Well, nobody knew that I knew the word, and I had it come to me in a dream. The dream said it showed me that word, and it was here. I'll type it in here. It was that word right there, and the voice said everything is in that word. Okay. Now the very next day was yesterday, and I did that live stream. You following me? I did that live stream, and as during that live stream, you guys heard me. You seen, you witnessed it. No, I don't think it. Come on, man. Really? Fuck it. I'll see you guys later. You know what? This is just. I mean, I'm really beside myself here. I don't need no stupid shit like people telling me if I heard everything right or not. I told you just the story here. I'm really getting pissed off because I'm ready to delete my channel over this shit. That's what we need to get out. We need to figure this out because this is serious shit. I'm just gonna have another drink. How's that? That'll work. I mean, this is some deep shit. I mean, if you can't follow what I just said and put the whoa in your head to what I'm talking about here, you're just not gonna. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around it right now. I'm just like stuck on like what the fuck. You know what I mean? I ain't scared of shit. I don't want to be propagating nothing. That's the thing. I ain't scared of none of this shit. I ain't got one inkling of fear in me. I could give a fuck less if some planet came and smashed me today. I really could. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm not scared of nothing. I just don't want to propagate something. I don't want to be a tool for the dark. That's what I'm getting at here. Psyops? How can it be a psyop when I dream a fucking word and then the word comes to me and it's a trigger and it leads me to the fucking key to Shambhala? And I'm gonna have to end this live stream because people are not getting it and I'm just gonna get pissed. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, maybe I should have just not even talked about this. Happy New Year. How can that word get in my head though? Do you understand what I'm getting at here? Is anybody following me here? You don't have to say you're sorry, Amy. You don't have to say you're sorry at all. But I mean, I just want you guys to realize the weight of this, the gravity of it. You know what I mean? How can the word come to me and then somebody named the architect come on my live stream, trigger that word for me? Because if you go back in my life, you want me to bring it up on my video, I'll bring you to the point of where it was at. I'm going to calm down here and I'm just going to fucking Nam yum yorenge kyo. Nam yum yorenge kyo. Goose fraba. No 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 no. No 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 no. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, I might as well use their freaking website to get to my video here since I'm there. Okay, where was it? Last night? Was it last night? Was it this one or was it me, myself, and I? It was by myself, right? It was 2 nights ago, huh? Yeah, it was this one. Sorry, 4 nights ago. I had a dream. I had a dream. Okay, I think that was it, right? Chasing his tail. What? Hi, Brandy. Thank you for commenting. Holy cow. Right here. Now watch. Why can't I? Whatever. Fuck this. I'm just gonna get mad. I gotta just quit wearing my freaking emotions on my sleeve. That's one thing I gotta learn how to control. Maybe this is what the lesson is. Listen how excited I got too. I mean, it was like, holy shit. There's the rabbit. I gotta turn this down. Fuck off. Yes. 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 Shut up. Who else hates hearing himself talk on recording? I hate it. Okay. Oh, he's the one who told me what it meant. But that doesn't matter. Right here. Now listen. Now listen. Now, up to this point, I never mentioned that I knew the word. Okay? Up to this point, this word is in my head with nobody knowing it. Happy New Year, MCF. How are you? Look at right here. See? See? Are you paying attention here, guys? You see? How are they going to put a word in my head? And how is it going to be perpetrated on this? Okay, so you get the gist of what I'm talking about here, right, guys? Do you follow me now? Thank you. Thank you, deception. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. That's exactly where I'm at right here, and I don't know what to do. You thought I knew what? You don't know anything. I don't know shit. I'm just a fucking YouTuber. I'm just a guy that makes videos. I'm nobody. That's my fucking point here. Are you following me yet? I know nothing. Me, nothing. Don't follow me. Don't fucking look to me for answers. I'm not the one that's going to save anybody. That's my point here. Nobody can control my thoughts. Nobody can control my thoughts. Yes, I know that, Aaron. That's why I went on a freaking tirade and got all excited about it. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody can get in my head. Nobody. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody can get in my fucking head without me knowing. Okay? Sandy, I don't need you preaching to me like that, okay? I'm going to have to just let you guys. Happy New Year's, my Tails blue-eyed Indian. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not looking up MK Ultra because I've already looked up MK Ultra and I think it's a bunch of fucking nonsense. It's for weak-minded fucking people. If you know people are getting in your head, you block the shit. I am not. Nobody can control my mind. Okay, I don't care what anybody says because I'm not going to give anybody any consent to fucking control my mind. It's not MK Ultra. Exactly. Thank you, Aaron. It's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. Nobody can put a fucking voice in my head. People are just so freaking so stuck on this paranoid shit. It's ridiculous. You know, the new year for me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to live my life like there's no fucking tomorrow. Meaning, I'm going to love everybody I see. I'm going to respect everybody I see. I'm not going to be paranoid about nothing because none of it fucking matters, guys. None of this shit matters. This shit's all a bunch of fucking bullshit. All of it. Lighten up. How can I lighten up when people are telling me I'm hearing voices or people are getting things are getting in my head? Brian, oh my God, this shit is just fucking way over the top, guys. Brian, this whole thing with this no, I'm not saying it's a non-issue. It's an issue that sorry, Milky Way. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You're all right. Okay? You're correct. I'm going to calm down. You guys are all right. Thank you for bringing me back down. I let my emotions go sometimes, and I need to stop that. And this is a lesson learned. I'm letting them go. Okay, now listen up. Brian, now last night, or the night before, remember I was all gung-ho about the gematria thing? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm doing right now, Aaron. That's exactly what I realized. And I thank you guys for putting up with me and putting up with that fucking tirade I just had, and I apologize. I'm going to invite some people into my madness right now. I almost typed Milky Way, or, comes a link your way, Brian. I'm going to send one your way too, Aaron. You want to come on, Aaron, or not? What's up, guys? This is really deep. I mean, I never thought, I never even imagined for one single second that it would turn into this. What I'm talking about here. All right. I got heartburn. How am I going to get you a link? Because I don't know your. I got to go. Oh, I got heartburn because I drank that shit too fast. Are you coming, Brian, or what? All right, bud. What's your email address, Aaron? Can you post it there for me, bud? Matt, man, there's frequencies coming through my phone zapping me now. I'm sorry, guys. I really am for flipping out like that, okay? I'm sorry, Sandy. I love you. You know that. But I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, nobody can get in my head unless I let them. And that's just me, you know. And nobody can tell me otherwise. I don't care what you say. I don't care, I don't care. You can tell me there's a freaking frequency meter right outside my door, aimed right at my skull, doing whatever. I'm never gonna believe it because it's never gonna do nothing. Yeah, I got triggered. I'm sorry. You ready, Danny? You are my angel. Thanks, Katie. Thanks for telling me my fucking downfalls. I appreciate that. That just helps me out. But you're right. It is my downfall right now. My fucking emotions. I hear you. But you know what? That's me. That is me. An emotional wreck. I have plenty of reason to be that way. Because I'm a fucking tard. I hear you. Sorry, guys. I really am. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit, and I'm really sorry. I should have never done that. But regret is my best friend. Anybody who knows me knows that, right? Danny, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Hi.
I'm glad you could join.
Phones aren't working.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, now I can hear you.
Good. I don't know if you were watching me flip out and get all emotional, but I apologize.
It's okay. That's how it rolls. I think that I don't think somebody was getting in your head. I think things just happen for a reason.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't think anybody can get in your head unless you allow them to, right?
Yeah, I don't really think. I mean, maybe humans. I think humans can get into your head for a point, like when your exes are really freaking pissed at you and you have dreams that they're staring at you, giving you the evil eye. But
That's what the evil eye means, right?
as far as hearing words that you've never heard before or have no comprehension of, I don't think a human being can put that in your head.
Right. And the whole thing is that I never heard that word before. And the only thing that was attached
Mm.
to that word in my head, and I never even spoke that word to you, never even asked you about it, right?
You know, uh-uh.
And it was just freaking. It has to be something on a spiritual level, and that's what I'm getting at here. That's why it's so. I don't know. That's why it's so deep for me, and why I got so emotional about it. So I hope everybody understands that.
I think so. I think it's just I think that people are being used in ways that they don't even understand, you know? Like
Yeah,
somebody can tell you something or do something that a higher power directed them to do, and maybe they don't even understand what they're doing.
I think that's what that architect was saying too when I
Mm-hmm.
reread his comments. Because at first I was taken aback, like I was like, "What the hell's?" I thought he was being funny and trying to screw with my head.
No, I
But
don't
he
think
said
so.
that he was. Yeah, I don't think so now either. But I think he was essentially telling me exactly what you just told me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's
Well,
pretty wild though, huh?
all I can find is some
Pretty
cheap
wild.
fucking rum left in my fridge.
You still didn't get any pop?
No, I don't want to drive to the store right now.
Well, if anybody doesn't know Danny D, she's Danielle is her name. She's a. Why don't you explain who you are, Danielle?
I'm just a crazy
What do
person
you see
sitting in the
yourself
attic
as?
right now.
Huh?
I'm just a crazy person sitting in an attic right now.
Eating a banana, right?
That's right.
Nice. you're so you're so awesome. But yeah, guys, this is Danielle. She's I mean, she sees things that I only wish I could, or maybe I don't wish I could, because just the word alone, what happened to me, turned me into a freaking tirade tonight. So
Oh, it's a
I don't know.
long
I don't know
path
how
of
you.
torture.
I don't
It's a
know how
long
you could
path.
do what you do.
It's a
Go ahead.
long path of torture. It's a lot of bullshit.
Yes, it is.
But once you figure it out, it's all good.
I hope you're going to be there to help me figure it out, because it's hard to figure out. But yeah, hi Mary, KT. I'm sorry for flipping out if I offended you. I didn't mean to. Aurora Rain, Pyramid 7, nice to see you. Seven Serpents, MCF, I love you, sweetheart. Mary Wins, hi, I'm glad you could make it. Amy Kelly, I'm sorry if I've pissed you off. I didn't mean to. If I did, I need your email address, Aaron, because you're not in my friends list on Hangouts for some reason. I don't know why.
I gotta go to where I can see the. I like where I can see the chat. That's why it took me a minute to get on here because I like to look at the
You're
chat.
breaking up.
Oh, I like to look at the chat. So I'm going back over there.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
It
Can
took,
you see me
it
still?
took you
I
a minute,
mean,
because why?
can you see me still, or you just see my picture?
Just seeing or just your picture, your avatar.
Okay, well, I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm about to shut mine off too, so the bandwidth is better.
Yeah.
But look at, if you guys see the sign in the background here, it says no freaking funny business. You know? So if you are some mind control MK Ultra, want to get in my head freak, read this freaking sign. I'm on a mission. No funny business. Right?
Yep.
But yeah, I'm live. It's from the stabbing cabin. We got T minus 27 minutes till it is New Year's for Danny and I
It's
anyway.
11, 11:33.
It's 11:33. Well, yeah, my eyes are bad. 11:33. My bad. We got 27 minutes.
I'm getting my
Okay.
glasses in a couple days. I'll be able to see again.
Yeah. See, the problem is I think I need bifocals, because I can't see close, but you know, like right now the screen's just at the point where it starts to get blurry. It sucks. It sucks getting old.
Yep.
Okay, we got Max Vision remote view this. Thank you for coming, Aurora, Matt, Mosteller. I'm glad you could come. Man, they call Raz. I'm glad you're here. Now, I wish Architect would pop his or her face in here and explain a little bit. CD
Yeah.
Italia,
Right, because
huh?
they were here like the last few live chats, so
Yeah,
now they're not showing up.
right.
I mean, what do you guys all think? Do you guys think that AI pops in on chat sometimes?
Yeah, they were saying that.
I think
Where did
so.
Miles go? Miles disappeared as soon as I started getting heated. Okay, here I'll go through this one more time for people, just so you guys see and you follow what I'm talking about here. Did Aaron give me a email address? Aaron, you around? Did he leave his email address in the chat, guys? Okay, but I'm gonna go through this one more time and just show everybody. Okay, now 3 nights ago, I thought it was 2 nights ago, but it was 3 nights ago. I had a word come to me in a dream, and I didn't reveal it to anybody. Now I was doing this live stream. And we gotta go. Oh, here. This is how I can get Aaron on here. Sorry, I get sidetracked when I'm in sidetrack. So Oh, I should have just. What the hell? There he is. What the hell? Okay, whatever. All right, I'm sorry I got sidetracked here. Sorry, guys. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, now I had that word in my head, rocka tomata, whatever the hell it is, rocka tomato, whatever the hell that word is. And architect told me that to go to gematria and enter that word in. Well, long story short, I go to gematria, but here I'll show you the correspondence we had today. I seen a comment come up from him in this video, so
Got to steal a heater.
right here, I go to this and it says, "Why did you say you didn't know of gematria when your friends start off with it first in the live stream?" Okay, so right there, right away, I'm starting to think, well, what's this guy getting at here? Why is he? I thought he was offended or she was offended, whoever architect is. So I play in a little bit and I say, what? I've never played with it before. And then, so how's that going for? He says, how's that going for you? Would you like another made up word? And right away, I'm like, what the hell is that? What a made up word? You know? And he did tell me last night it was a made up word. I think maybe not. But then he said it was the tree of life. And I'll go to the video to show you guys. Okay, well, so then at that point, I'm like, what the hell is this about? So I enter the word in there, and it brings me to this link, which is a list of my videos. I'll get to that in a minute. But then he writes this long ass thing, and this is what really flipped me out, guys. This is what really got me spun for a loop. Hi, Desert Rose, and me and my best friend as a kid made up an odd language that, looking back, was downright scary sounding and definitely worrisome to anyone around for sure. We were little demons, to say the least, always doing something that was horrible and cruel to animals, and I had 5 felonies at the age of 13. We were court ordered never to see each other again. We went to 2 different schools from then on out. For good reasons. Well, maybe. I went to church after church trying to find what I was looking for, but was always told I was a lukewarm Christian and I felt shunned away by them all. My view of it is different than what it says on a lot of it, meaning I'm sure the religious part, but that's okay. Everyone is different, right? I'm not the kind of person that anything like this should come from. At least I didn't think so until I read the book Every Preacher Preaches from and realized I was exactly who he chooses to go through, as are you, from what I see. Now, that says that he thinks that I'm a messenger and he's a messenger. Now, whatever that means, I don't know. And then we have this thing. I sent them the link to his. Because, okay, here, this is what happened, guys. I'll show you. I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Now, I'm there, and this is the part I left out on the last time. I go to Google this word right here. Check it out. I click on the word. It leads me right to my video. I click on my video. Okay, and it brings me to this. The video I did about you need to be wowed to trust the plan. And I forget what it was. Oh, it was about Randall Carlson and the cycles. It was the first video I did on the cycles. You know, that's what that was about. And I don't know if it was to get my eye on the chick with the boobies over there, but I did notice that because I'm a guy. But anyway, sorry. But yeah, so it brings me to this. and it's just my video that I did. Now, is that wild in itself right there? Hi, mice guys, how you doing? Now, isn't that wild? Okay, so then, yeah, so that's it, I guess, right? I mean, did I explain it all right there? I mean, that was pretty right there in itself. I mean, I Googled the word, it brings me to my video, which wasn't even in this video. Oh, and it brings you, look at the Architect 3, Gun Once. This whole series of videos is phenomenal. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't watched it. In Another Life, 3 Gun, you visited this page 4 times. That's me, I guess. But look at, did he make this? How does this get here? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? How does this page get here, guys? Did he make the website? Did Aaron leave me his yeah, chick with boobies. I'm sorry. So guys, you still here? Danny?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Thought maybe you dipped on me because I was looking at girls with boobies on with you on here. But yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Is
You
that
gotta
pretty
go
wild?
back
Hey,
to
Milky
the
Way,
short
he's
video.
here. What's up, buddy? Brian? 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 Is there anybody in there?
Hello.
So, what do you guys think there? Okay,
It's
Katie,
good.
you think it's AI. Now, how does the AI plant the word in my head that's going to be the trigger the next day? Explain that part to me.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think it's AI putting that word because I've seen AI.
Are you talking?
The whole script. It's like a double take. Is everybody else hearing this on like a double?
No. That's what happened to me yesterday. I was hearing my voice after I talked. That's what you're hearing?
So, so you guys aren't hearing that?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
It was happening to me yesterday. I put up with that the whole time we were doing that live stream yesterday.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I need to put.
We can you can log out and then hit the link again and try and see if that fixes it.
Okay, hold on. 'Cause
That's
I'm
the
having.
problem with Google Hangouts. Voice to skull, voice to skull. Scully, hi
I don't like to.
Suji.
I don't like to listen to myself.
I don't think anybody can get in my head. I really don't, Sue. I don't believe that's possible. I just don't. But yes, I refuse to believe that because it's just not going to enter into my reality, and that's just how my reality works. If I believe something's going to be possible, that makes it possible, right? I'm not going to allow nobody in my head, and therefore I'm not going to think it's possible. That's how reality works. That's how we say reality works every day, right? So why would I? Yes, Sue, you did an excellent job. Rick and Delaney, hi. How are you? I'm not being paranoid at all. I'm just trying to figure out if it's the all talking to me or if it's voice to skull shit, I guess. But I'm not going to allow that into my head. Your mic won't work on Google Hangouts. You could hear us, but we couldn't hear you, huh? Danny, are you there? Figures. How much time we got? We got 14 minutes here. But yeah, that's okay. But I'm not gonna. I don't know why I'm. Aaron, do you have an email address? I need your email address. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? Be logical. What do you mean? What's logical in this freaking paradigm we're in? Is there anything logical? No, nobody's seen your email address. Have they? Has anybody seen Aaron's email address? Oh, you probably no. I can. Huh? Hey, just give me the email address without the at and without the dot com. Yeah, Miles, give me your take on this whole thing, please. A2DZ83. Okay. Oops. I guess I gotta have a string. I guess I gotta have another beer here. Hang on. A2DZ83. Okay, it's coming your way. Let it ferment a bit. Okay, bud. Too much excitement. You can stay here. Come on, Brandy, stay here. Everything's good. We're over it. We're over it. Please don't leave. We're over it. But I love you. Thank you. Anybody needs any Reiki? Brandy's your Huckleberry. She'll do you up, and she'll do you up good. She's helped me out in the past, and I will probably need some tomorrow. I'm sorry if I, you know, threw anybody for a loop. Didn't mean to, but that's I don't know why I got so worked up. I guess it's not even worth getting worked up for, but that's just me. So I'm sorry, guys. Regrets my best friend. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. Thank you, Brandy. There she is. Hey,
Hi.
you still hearing the echo?
No, I think it's done.
Good, good, good.
Maybe it was just like that because I was looking at chat.
Were you looking at chat on your computer or on the same thing you're talking to me
I'm
on?
I'm looking on my phone, the same thing I'm talking on.
Oh, oh, wow.
I'm
Is it on
talented.
the Google? Is it on the Hangout screen?
No, I just went into YouTube
Oh,
because
okay, yeah.
my
Yeah,
phone just stays on this. It's like just stays on the call and then I can go wherever I want. It's a multitasker.
yeah, yeah. Just
Okay.
you keep talking and give these guys a heads up or what your take on what I'm talking. I'm gonna get Andrew or Aaron in here. I got to get him a link somehow.
Okay. Um, I think AI is pretty prevalent thing. Are you guys still talking about that? What are you talking about? I had to
Whatever you
log
want to talk
onto
about.
my phone.
Whatever you'd like to talk about.
As far as words popping in your head, I don't know if AI can pop in just random words that you've never heard about, but I think that your higher self can see future events. So if a word popped in your head maybe you were seeing a future event. But I've also had a lot of freaking random shit pop in my head lately, and I'm gonna have to say that comes from some higher power because the more that I research into it, it just, I get these random numbers or words or verses, that just pop, just woken up out of the pure blue, just middle of the night, you get woken up and hear words or, numbers, and then you look them up and there's pretty profound meaning to them. So I'm going to have to say that that comes from a higher power and not AI.
Yeah, and people in the chat are still not grasping the fact that I had that word in my head, did not divulge it to anybody, and did not divulge the meaning to it or the connection to, because what was told to me about connected to that word. Maybe I should go to my video, but I'm gonna continue this to figure out, how to get
Yeah.
Aaron on here. But maybe I should go, I never divulged any of that to anybody, and all of a sudden
No.
the word comes up, and
And
so
yeah, that's been happening to me almost, I mean, frequently where I'm like in a dead sleep and then all of a sudden I kind of wake up where you're kind of halfway dazed and just a word or number pops in your head. And then you look up that word or number and there's just profound meaning to it. So I'm gonna have to just go with that comes from a higher power.
thank you.
Because
Yeah,
I've dealt with AI and they're not that complex. They don't have that level of complexity to them. They're fairly superficial. They work on like your I don't know, like your lower senses, not multi-level meanings.
right. Yeah,
And AI, like they like to play on your fear. You're immediately either fear or like sexual desires or money desires, you know, like either physical wants and desires or fears is what, the AI tend to play on.
right.
They're not gonna play on, intense spiritual things, I don't think.
Hey, does anybody remember what his email was? Oh my God, there it is. A2DZ 83 yahoo.com, right? And it comes up like it's in my freaking email address, so you should get one. Okay, Aaron, you should get an invite there, buddy. It's twice now I sent it to you. But yeah, uh, okay, now let's liven this freaking party up. Now let's get over this crazy shit. Oh, here. Why is it that we even think it's crazy and it's happening to us and we know we're not crazy? Explain that one to me, right?
I'm not saying I'm not crazy.
I'm not okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm crazy right there with you then. But you know what? It's kind of fun being crazy
You
because
gotta be.
I'm quite comfortable in my nonsensical skin.
That's right.
Hotmail, that's what it is. Damn it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is Jerry still
A
awake?
huh?
Is Jerry still awake?
No, he went to bed. I tried getting him on here, and he said he had family and stuff to do. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. I got fireworks going off like crazy around me. Is it? It's not midnight yet, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, 8-2 DZ83 at Hotmail. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. All right, now we're gonna fireworks here. You got fireworks there. We got 3 minutes here. You're in the same time zone too, aren't you, MCF?
3 minutes to midnight. Let me look.
3 minutes and counting. Yeah. And then I'm gonna show you guys that video of the moment when I seen the word. I mean, anybody who was watching that night knows how excited I got. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was not manufactured. I mean, right? I mean, you guys know that I wasn't making that shit up. I was acting like a fool, like I always do.
That's the way to go.
Getting excited, When I get excited, I'm not making shit up. So
when you're acting like a fool, you're on the right track.
Nice. Uh-oh. Somebody's encouraging me to act like a fool. Eyeball, bitty ball, the bang, a dang, diggy, diggy, up, drop the boogie. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mice Guys.
I like that song. Mice Guys has some good taste in music.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's like, has my taste in music, let me tell you.
Yep.
When I'm trying to go to sleep, that's what I listen to. I plug in all his videos and just listen to the music on him.
Yep. Why do you keep retracting your messages, Cindy? Drinking beer doesn't help either when you're upset. Oh, it helps me. Believe me. Maybe this might help me. There you go. Okay, Aaron, where are you? Excuse me, guys.
I only got this much alcohol left out of my 2 bottles.
Didn't you already drank one of them, didn't you?
Yeah, my other one was smaller.
Oh.
It's a little one plus the big one, but it's pretty much wearing off already. I should have started later, I guess.
We got 1 minute. 1 minute for Minnesota. He's an Aussie. Patience. Right? He is in Australia, isn't he? Makes sense. Drinking vodka, MCF. Nice. It is midnight. Woohoo! Yeah! We made it. We're still alive. Still
Say that we're still alive.
We made it. What are your plans for the new year, D?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just going day by day.
Day by day.
Yep.
Sounds like a good plan.
Be kind to other people. Show love.
Yes.
Look for truth. Truth, justice, righteousness. All the good things.
Happy New Year, 45 degree 93. What's that mean? What does that mean? Cindy? Heartbeat, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining us. Okay, now check this out. I'm going to go, or I was going to do it on my phone. I'm starting to get a buzz here, I think. All right. Okay, we're going to go to, I mean, I don't need to show anybody that video, right? Does anybody need to see that? Paul from Newcastle, hi.
If Max Remote or Max Vision's remote
Yep, she's here. Or he, or she, I think, right? Did you just ask if they were here?
Yeah, Max Visions. I would like to do mushrooms with him.
Nice. Last time I did mushrooms, I had a really bad trip because I tried saving a man and gave him mouth to mouth, and he was dead. So that's
Oh,
I had that vision in my head after that, and I couldn't trip anymore after that. That was
yeah,
years ago though, so I might be able to now. But that whole going to Egypt thing sounds like a plan for me. That's what my goal this year is going to be. I'm serious. That and maybe getting a jetpack or a freaking why did I say jetpack? A paramotor, right? 5D.
oh yeah, I'd like a jetpack too.
That'd be
We'll,
sweet.
I'll, we'll get a, I'll get a jetpack.
A jetpack. Yeah, right. I want a jetpack. But a paramotor would be cool too. Okay, now we're gonna go to my channel. Do I need to show this? I mean, tell me, guys. Do I need to or no? Because if I'm just wasting my time, I don't want to be wasting my
What are
time.
you showing?
I'm gonna show that moment where the word came up. The whole. I didn't know the word before it came up. And all that. Or it really doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, it really doesn't matter to me. So here we're gonna look at a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. How's that? See what happens here. Why is it showing up like this? That's weird. Uh-oh. Wow, my bandwidth is really sucky. All right, we're cutting it down. What the hell? All right, get off of it. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So yeah, the point is that yeah, something was working through me. I don't know what it was, and I'm sorry I got off on that tangent. So what do you guys want to talk about? What should we talk about? Uh, what's weather like up where you're at there, Danielle? Is it like 4 degrees up there or something?
Okay, wait. I got to get off this chat because I'm. No, it's 18 below.
It's what?
It's 18 below. Where do you think
Holy
I am?
shit! It's like 5 degrees here, but I mean 18 below is pretty cold. Done being angry. You talking about me being done being angry, or you?
We're all done. No, nobody's angry anymore.
I wasn't really angry. I guess I was, and I wasn't really angry at anybody. I was angry about the whole situation because I don't feel like I'm worthy of even being a messenger like that, and it kind of pisses me off that I'd be chosen, I guess. But I don't know. I guess I gotta embrace it, right? Deep breath. Don't you get frustrated with it, Danielle?
Yeah, I get frustrated with other things.
What
With
do you
what?
mean?
I get I get I get fr I get frustrated with other points of my life.
Uh,
I'm used to being seriously fucked with continuously on the astral plane.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
have
I,
uh have reptilians and gray aliens fucking you for years and you'll get over it.
yeah, that would tend to piss people off. I'd get a little frustrated with that. Yeah, fucking great cocksuckers. What do they think they're doing?
What? They are. They're just cocksuckers. But nothing
What's
compared to
going
the.
on? 10,000. What's up? Where are you going? Good night, Cindy. I love you, honey. Thank you for stopping by. 60 degrees. Nice. Paramotor. You're on your phone. What do you mean? I'm glad you came by. And when I'm working over there, I think it's going to be this week. I'll stop by. You got to feed me. Okay. But yeah, my whole freaking reality just got zoinked today. And I mean, we were just on YouTube discussing things, Jerry, Danielle, and I, and all of a sudden I got messages from that person, like I explained, and it threw me for a loop. And I probably, I don't know, pissed a couple people off. I don't know, but
You gotta piss
if you,
people off sometimes, though. I mean, that's okay.
yeah,
You're okay.
I'm trying not to do that so much these days, though.
I know, but I mean, I don't think you mean to, but it'll happen.
Hey, there he is, Aaron. He made it.
Hi.
Happy New Year, folks.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, man, that was the biggest head fuck of all time trying to get this connected. My computer kept crashing, had to change computers, change to my tablet.
Really?
I've been there. I've been there before.
We got there in the end.
I've been there trying to get multiple computers to work.
Been infiltrated by the AI.
That's right.
All we can do is laugh about it. How
That's
is
right.
everyone tonight? Peace. Happy New Year.
You just seen me go on a freaking Irish tirade, so.
Yeah, I did, man. I've seen a couple of those in your time.
Yeah, and I need to start controlling that.
No, where you have emotional strength in some places, you have emotional weakness in others, man. I wouldn't be looking to change that. Just focus on your strengths.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I am humbled before all of you guys. I'm humbled before you, and I apologize for any disrespect I put out there, and I should have never done it. And I'm only saying that from my own head because it's the one thing I'm trying to work on.
We've all got our stuff to work on, don't we? It never ends.
That's right.
So what's your take on what went on there, Aaron?
I don't know. Interesting that gematria adds up to 333. I'm not sure what to make about all those links with your channel. I don't know, man, but who better to crack it than us, eh? We'll get to the bottom of it, don't worry.
Yep.
There's nothing I haven't been able to crack that I've put my mind to, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, maybe you should try my wife.
I think I might leave that to you, brother. You seem like the best equipped to be able to handle that.
Lost quest there, bro. Hence the reason why I'm in the stabbing cabin, man.
Been relegated.
And I'll see, I'm in the attic.
Hey.
He's in our
one downstairs, one upstairs, and one on the middle level.
Yep.
Hey, in Australia, do they have basements there?
No, not generally. Not generally. Most places are actually only single story, unless you move up north where you get lots of rain and cyclones. Then you move up to houses on stilts so they don't get flooded out. But we don't have basements, not really have attics either. So
is there snow in Perth or by Perth right now?
What's that?
Is there snow in Perth or by Perth, or do you have a place in Australia where there's snow?
I severely doubt that there's any snow at this point in time.
Because I was watching a Skycam that Sandy had posted, and I thought I seen snow on a mountain or something. Is there a mountain there?
There could be. But as far as I know, everywhere in Australia is pretty much sweltering right now. I'm absolutely sweating my proverbials off at the moment.
Nice. What kind of jersey are you wearing today?
Actually, it's interesting because I got up this morning feeling pretty seedy after the pool party last night, and I thought I'll put on the number 32 today. And then,
Nice.
and then I switch on your live stream and do the gematria for that name, and it came up to 32 in reverse ordinal. I thought, oh, what's going on there?
Right. You're talking the
stay away from the 32.
You're talking about the Raka Tamata?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. That's what caught me, and I think that's what the whole point was with the. But I mean, it was in my head before the guy said it. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that could happen. I mean, you could be tapping into the ether while you're asleep, and bringing out keywords that are coming into your future timeline that directly in front of you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's quite possible. I would absolutely dismiss that it's MK Ultra. I mean, that is one of the biggest psyops in the world.
Yeah,
People that get put into MK Ultra, into researching it, it just brings them down a few levels. They start getting scared that they're getting mind controlled. That's what it's about. Not actually mind controlling people, but making them think they're mind controlled.
Exactly. Thank you.
I think that's what the block in my head was, and the reason why I got angry actually was because of that. Because I ain't scared of shit now. When my journey started, I was scared, dead. I was frightened to beat. I mean, I was running to the hills, spent money. I mean, I got, like I said, $2,000 worth of bad food in my basement now. I ain't lying.
In 2000, I went through this in 2011. I went and got like on the road freaking survival kits and was ready to go. And then I realized it was all just shadows in my own head. You just gotta fight what's in your own head and move on with it.
It's in my head. Right. Right you are. So did you bring anything to the party, Aaron?
I'm always bringing some to the party. Always.
What you got, buddy? What you got?
Oh, what have I got? All right. I got my little notepad here. What have I found? Okay, so your live stream yesterday on Brian's channel with the 23 with water and life and Adam. I thought that was super interesting, right? And this also, I didn't bring this up the other day, but this aligns with those three key words: water, life, and Adam. There's 23 Anunnaki.
Get the fuck out. That's what I was hearing in my the number I was getting. 23 in Anunnaki.
There's 23 Anunnaki.
That shit's fucking crazy.
When were you hearing that, Danielle?
I've heard it multiple times.
Well, the only reason why I came on this show tonight was because of I asked favor from Danielle to figure out, because I was stuck whether or not I should proceed, or because I knew something would come out of me like bad vibes, but I was ready to delete my channel, Aaron. Straight up ready.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. You're doing well. You've got a good community. You're hitting truth. You're hitting knowledge. I mean, you're always going to be susceptible to attack by whatever doesn't like the frequency that you're emitting, man. So just keep on marching on. Don't let that shit affect you. You got plenty of people behind you that support you, so that's all you need.
Don't worry that you're not super popular, because you got cool people following you, and that's what's important.
No, that's not what I'm talking. Yeah, I know.
What you have, you're hitting truth that matters. Not many people are.
Thank you for that. Really, thank you for that.
And I cover your test for Aaron. We've been all over freaking YouTube. There's so much bullshit.
That's it. And if someone's not hating you, then you're doing something that's not right,
And what's true isn't popular, and what's popular usually isn't true.
Right.
And that is true. That is true.
That's not what I was getting at, because ultimately my path the night before last, when I was all excited by myself on that live stream, what it led me to was the key to Shambhala. That was the end game for me that night, right? And it was the biggest whoa. I couldn't believe it that my name brings that, on that gematria page that you had me on, I mean, there that
Mhm.
architect had me on, and it's like, how could that be the first thing that pops up? And I now know that that's not really how gematria works, you know. But then I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at here?
I think
Yeah, man.
that truth works, like the great all works in mysterious ways. And if it's something that brings you goosebumps and gives you an aha moment, you need to take it and not doubt it, because that initial aha moment is truth, and then the doubt and all the shit that follows afterwards, that is the shadow, trying to blot it out for you.
Yeah, that's
Because
every single part of your belief system working against your new paradigm that's been presented to you. That's the definition of cognitive dissonance.
Right. I've had visions and known things were going to happen before, but something like this, when I'm reaching people and they're actually watching what I'm doing, that's what I give pause to. I don't want to lead anybody down the freaking. I don't want to take anybody on a long walk off a short plank. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Is I don't want to,
intent goes a long ways.
because my future is in my hands. I don't want anybody else's future in my hands. You know what I mean? By that,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're putting that
That's
intent
why
out there.
that's why it's important for us not to jump to conclusions and,
Yeah.
make sure that we're disseminating the information that's coming through to us properly, with a clear, concise mind instead of
right.
jumping to conclusions and not using the trivium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I've been getting, okay, so like I communicate with the higher ones, or whatever, collective consciousness, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And they get pissy with me when I just spurt out things. I mean, you know me, I've been just spurting out shit on YouTube channels for a while now, and they get angry with me. They're like, they're
I get the
they're
same thing. I can
they're
feel that.
like,
I
you're
can
not
feel
being
the anger.
wise. They're like, they're put out big old stop signs, like, stop, you're not being wise, use wisdom, use wisdom.
I get the same thing when I come to a conclusion and then I play out that conclusion and then I end up
Yeah.
making a mistake and making a fool of myself. I can feel
And
that
they're
disappointment.
yeah, they're like, stop.
Guess how many people are in the chat right now?
32.
23.
Oh well, that's good. That means we're on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
So
Your parachute has fun.
what I found with these numbers, man, is we got 14 is change, 23 is truth, reality, building blocks of reality. 32 is deception, correct? Because like you've got the inversion. So think of Satan
Yes,
and Santa.
it's like a constant freaking back and forth. You got truth inversion, truth inversion, truth inversion. You're
Yeah.
constantly bouncing back and forth.
And you got to walk the line. You can't sit on the
Yeah.
side of truth. You have to walk the line.
And you got to realize, I mean, you're going to always bounce into illusion. You just have to catch yourself and bounce back over. You can't just beat yourself up about it, and delete your channel and, beat yourself over the head.
Touche. I hear you.
That's true,
Right.
man. And imagine the frequency that you would have entered the new year into had you have done that. Had you have shut down your channel straight away and ended this live stream, you probably still would have been frustrated and angry and confused. You would have started the new year on the wrong foot. That's the most important thing. There's so many thought forms that surround the new year. Like everyone has these ideologies that the new year is the time for change, and that's in the collective consciousness. So if you're entering that new year in that negative frequency, you're enacting the negative change within your life for the next year. So it's super, super, super important. Super
Right.
important that you're making sure that at
And
least you have a
that
smile on
ain't
your
gonna
face
get
and
me
that clock
to
hits
Egypt
12.
this year. Being negative ain't gonna get me to Egypt this year, right?
Going to Egypt this year.
I
Well,
want to.
as soon as I inherit millions, I'm going to take everybody to Egypt.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, maybe we can hook something up. I could make it to Egypt this year.
Yeah, it'd have to be after summer because that's my season. That's when I work, and my summer isn't in for another 5 months now. So it'd
It's
be
all
a
good.
little.
I'm not too far from Egypt.
I think I'm gonna join like the nursing travel, where you make a pile of money in 3 months or so. So I could
Yeah,
make a
that's the
bunch
way
of
to go.
money in a few months.
That's what I'd do is I'd save up my money.
Yep.
You know,
Think about what the Master of Thought would open up for both of us on that little trip, my friend.
dude,
That would be so freaking cool.
it'd be the coolest thing I've ever done in my life, actually.
Right? Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Well, I'm looking
A quick
forward to
little
this
meditation.
meet and greet that I'm going on. That's pretty exciting for me. To travel around the country. That's gonna be pretty fun
Right?
and to meet people. But yeah, that Egypt thing is that's my ultimate. That I mean, to get inside the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, and be next to that sarcophagus or whatever that thing is, that square box that's in there. Because I don't think it's a sarcophagus.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been into the Great Pyramid many times in the astral, but I can't think it would be anything close to being there in person.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine the energy, man.
Oh, especially in that great chamber, the resonant energy in that place must be absolutely phenomenal. And especially if you know how to tap into that frequency, I couldn't even imagine the kind of experiences that you'd have. It'd be insane.
Right. Be
I want.
crazier than
We'd have
me.
to just sit in there. Can you spend the night in there? Can you just sit there? I mean, how long
No,
can you
Apparently
just sit
so.
there?
you can.
Apparently so. I know a few people that have done an overnight stay in there, and had group meditations in the Great Chamber and stuff. I know a few people that have done it, and apparently it's pretty crazy. I've heard some crazy stories, but you know, I got to experience it myself before I believe what's coming out of there.
Right. Yeah, that's my ultimate is to go into to see the Great Pyramid and to see the Hathor and whatnot and the Sphinx or Anubis.
Do you think it's like a time teleportation? Have you shot like in the astral? Have you shot out the top of it?
I haven't, but I have sat. So I've walked through the Great Chamber, and there's a pathway on the right hand side which leads into a room with a throne in it, and I've sat in the throne and had a download of information come to me, and I was a bit weird for the next few days. I didn't know what the information was. I still don't, but I do know I was definitely a really weird dude for the next couple of days after I had that astral projection. So, I mean, there's so much power in there, and like people might say what you want. You can believe what you want, believe in gods, believe in whatever. But the fact is, thought forms are real, energy is real. I mean, and the thought forms and the energies that are attached to that pyramid have been there for thousands of years. I mean, who knows how long? 5,000, 10,000. I mean, how accurate is our carbon dating at the end of the day? We don't really know. And I mean, to tap into the wealth of knowledge that would have been there from the pharaohs, understanding how to tap into that energy and downloading that higher knowledge of moving to the stars and stuff like that. You think about that collective information.
I think it's just shot to Sirius because I've been there. I've shot out the top, shot past the clouds.
Interesting.
You sit on the top on the capstone. The capstone blows off, and you shoot out like a fucking rocket. I think it's.
Awesome.
Come pick me up next time you're on your way there, please.
Also, Steve, an interesting thing when I was watching Ken Wheeler's magnetism with his pyramids. Interesting how they don't have capstones on them; they've got a square top.
Thank you.
It makes me think that potentially there was never ever a capstone on the pyramid. Maybe they are that way to filter the frequency in a specific fashion. Maybe they don't want to.
I don't think there's supposed to be a capstone on there.
I think we become the capstone.
Yeah. Yep.
Our thought.
And you got to move past your own thought into the all.
Because I do believe that there's something in the shape and the angle, how it crosses. You know what I mean? And like if it were, if it came to a point, it would go to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'll cancel itself out when it comes from each of the sides and it hits that top. It'll cancel itself out. So
I think it's just a definition of the law. Like the law cancels itself out. You can never move past the physical if you're stuck in the law. You have to move past the law.
Absolutely.
But yeah, last night that to speak of energy and energy, this started this negative shit in my head because it just came out right here, and I really appreciate you guys for putting up with me and helping me, come down from that because I was feeling this last night because I've been frustrated with certain things in my life that are really building up, and I've been letting them build up to the point where it's just taking over my psyche. And I was ready to delete my channel last night, to be honest with you.
So what are you doing to counteract that negative frequency, Steve? Like, have you got anything that in particular you do to ease your mind?
Yeah, I've been sitting and dwelling, I guess. No, I haven't. I haven't recently, and usually I'll get away and I'll go hunting or something physical, fishing.
I got something that'll help you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. And
get out into that forest, man. Get out into that forest and connect with the elementals. They will filter that negative energy out like no tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, usually
I
do is go fishing, but here in Minnesota, the weather's been so.
Yeah, it's the I get like this every winter. It is Minnesota. It fucks me up.
Danny's got a bus. Can you tell? I know it is. It does bring you down.
It's 18 below zero right now, and that's warm.
Coldest against Adelaide is probably 40 above zero. Oh, yeah, above zero. So
that's what I said.
Imagine how negative that would make you feel when you're 20 below zero and you can't even feel yourself think.
Yeah, when you can't even go outside and you're just stuck in a camper or an attic or,
Camper in an attic. Right.
It messes with
Hey, how about I just come pick you up in my camper and take you from your attic, Danny, and we'll just run away. But yeah, this is just been a buildup of everything in my life, and you know what? I've been thinking about that whole word thing and how that all played out. I guess that dwelled on me last night, and this is what I gotta accept is that if the energies want to work through me, then I guess I gotta allow it because it'll just cause me strife if I don't, right? If I try to fight
Absolutely. And also remember, as we were talking about yesterday, everything's a cycle. So, we're so quick that when things go absolutely shit house for us to, disconnect and move away, we just have to remember there's cycles of good and bad. You have shit times to help you understand the good times. You have terrible mental states and frequencies that you project out, to help you work on them and to make sure that you're not affecting other people with your frequencies. So, man, don't take it too hard. Just remember, it's all a part of the great cycle, my man. Did you Steve, the dog days of summer?
Yes, sir.
You know that Sirius rises on July the 23rd?
No, I didn't know that, but I knew it was right around there.
July the 23rd, my man.
That's when the lakes around Minnesota start turning green because of the sun beating down on them.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's called the dog days, yeah.
Interesting. And another thing I found as well, which is pretty funny. So we've been talking about the 23 being like a major thing that changes the collective consciousness. And that's the way the elites are manipulating the collective consciousness. So Darwin's Origin of the Species, so Darwinism, the theory of Darwinism, was written in 1859, my man. Numerology of 23.
Yep.
So you think about the effect that Darwinism has on the modern scientific, method and the understanding of modern science. Evolution. Darwinism plays a pretty large part.
But there's always a crack in the facade of even the lie, like the missing link. That was always the doubt within the doubt. You know what I mean? Because that's what, if we want to buy into that, the whole Darwinism has been shoved down our throats to keep us off the real truth of who we are and what we are. then the missing link is the doubt within the doubt. So that shows you that every lie is going to be shown, eventually, and that's essentially what happened with that, in my mind, anyway.
And that's it. And everything works by natural law, and everything's cause and effect. And that's how these Kabbalistic elite factions, that's how they alleviate themselves of the karmic influence of the things that they're doing. They leave gaps in the understanding. So instead of using the trivium and using your understanding, you're jumping to conclusions. So if they're leaving the link, showing you clearly that there's a missing link, and you choose to jump to that conclusion and say, okay, that's exactly how it is, then how do you expect them to live the karmic backlash when they're not actually duping anyone? People are duping themselves.
Well, that's the law of free will, right? Because that's the only law they have to abide by, is the free will law, right? That's, from what I've heard, that's what it is.
Yep.
And
that just stops the cause and effect.
Right. But what else was I going to talk about? Oh, the freaking so we're talking about the crack in the facade. Now, the missing link, whatever that shows us, that's a lie. What were we talking about before that? I've lost my train of thought here. 23. Oh, that
Sirius,
right. And the alignment thing, guys, and something steered me in that direction, that, and it was weird because that information wasn't being propagated up until I started talking about it. And it was, you know what I mean? And I know how YouTube works sometimes, where information will come and then it'll just get inundated and it'll just go woof and it'll all be there, but that cosmic cycle stuff has been there forever. And finally I picked up on it. I was like, what the hell, and it was all because of the cross in the circle, that circle with the cross in the middle. And yep. Danny, you said you seen ships with that emblem on the bottom, didn't you?
Yep, I just got back.
Oh, you were gone?
Yes, I had to go pee.
Oh, yes. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
I hope it was enjoyable.
Okay, now tell us about the ships you were seeing.
Okay, wait, I'm trying to get back on to where I'm not hearing double vision. I mean double audio. Okay, anyways, I've been in the astral, I've been seeing ships with that cross, like the Anunnaki cross, or white. It's not even Anunnaki cross. It's just like a cross that you see in ancient hieroglyphs, Samaria, whatnot. Kind of the Knights Templar cross.
Yep.
In the astral, I see those ships. And it's like they keep going over houses, and they're emitting these waves, these dark waves are coming out of them. And these waves are like, I've been in these houses that they're putting the waves over, and there's been fish tanks in the houses, and all of the fish die. It's affecting, I'd say it's affecting something,
Do you
whatever.
do you think one of them ships? Do you think one of them ships could have put that word into my head? Maybe that's the connection I just made when you said that. I didn't hear you say that before, but you think that's possible or no?
I don't know. I hear words from higher beings. I hear a lot of words, and that they usually lead to positive discoveries,
Okay, now the whole thing with my hearing a word and getting so worked up about the word is I never hear words. I feel things. You know what I mean? I feel things. I don't hear things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got so worked up about hearing a word and then being triggered by that word. That's why I added so much validity or so much emotion to it, I guess.
Yeah, I understand, but I hear words a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that's the natural process of how things work. And I think like AI, I've seen AI, or like AI come over, they put like a dark wave over houses or over people, and like the dark wave kind of drives people crazy. Like I don't think AI can work in extreme synchronicities. I don't think they have the capability to work in so many levels. They're pretty simplistic. Like Aaron, do you agree? Like AI pretty much works with like your sexual, like your wanting things, your physical desires, they're pretty much they're not that
I
deep.
think probably what we're more looking at is that it sort of taps into our biological code. I mean, we have experiences through life which change our perception and things, but we have basic things in our DNA like our sexuality, our will to procreate, you know, our survival instinct, things like that. I think that the things like that are written into our binary code, I
Yeah,
think
what's
absolutely.
the lower degree on the tree of life? What is that? What's the level?
Malkuth.
Yeah, Malkuth.
Yeah, you have it taps into your bells and smells,
Yeah,
your
that's our 3D realm, our touch
yeah.
tap finger through the tables reality we live in. Yes. Yeah, and that makes sense because AI is probably the fear implementer, or that's going to be the new fear factor, and I think that's what the whole MK Ultra thing is a fear implant, just a way to get you to go down a rabbit, like you were saying, to lower your vibration and all that.
So let me share something with you. Okay, so when I really started lifting off into, this in the higher spheres, like I used to travel into the astral a lot, but I was stuck in lower levels. You're stuck in like
Same.
middle earth and lower level, like fear levels, and just like your basic, you leave your body and all you do is see trees and your base, just your immediate surrounding. You're not like you don't have the keys into higher levels.
Yep.
So once I started getting keys into higher levels, I wake up and I got the men in black like sitting right in my room, and they're saying like she's past a certain level of awareness. And then they start throwing these things at me, like these physical deterrents, and that have to do with my kids, and they start throwing these visions at me, like my kids being tortured and tormented in these MK Ultra programs, and it was just all a fear tactic. That's just a fear deterrent.
Yeah, that's
Something
I think.
anything that works on fear, I think it's just a distractant to keep you from going higher.
Right, right.
The thing about AI though, working on that fear frequency is, AI is consciousness, but it's not the same consciousness that we are. So what AI probably doesn't understand is there's some of us that the fear frequency affects, and there's others of us that the fear frequency only makes us stronger. We learn
Yeah,
from the
right.
fear that
And
we
that's
experience.
what I'm saying
But
is
I
like
think
then yeah, once you then look it in the eye and you say fuck you,
yep,
then it's all over.
yep, and that's what it's all about. Even on the emotional level, when you're having these thoughts and these feelings that are affecting you, you think, this is just silly that I feel this way. It's silly. The
Yeah.
best way to go is just to say,
Yep.
fuck you. You are not me. You are my thoughts.
Exactly.
You are my emotions.
And I used to be so like just petrified in fear because I'd have like these shadow beings just attacking me. And I can see, my third eye has worked my whole life, so I can see. I can see these shadow beings just attacking me. And I used to sit and pray, oh Jesus, come save me, and nothing would happen. They just keep attacking me. And then pretty soon I I just stopped being afraid, and now I say, fuck you guys, God is in me. I say, God is in me. Get out of here. And nothing. Now I see them. I still see, like you have, your sphere of consciousness that you see out of. You can see them coming up to you. You can see these like jinn and dragons. They come and look, and they just go away because they know. It was like, you can't fuck with me.
Mm. So what do you think about dragons, Danielle? That's an interesting one. Me and my partner have been talking about dragons a fair bit because she went and had a healing a couple of months ago. And I didn't like the vibe of this lady from her photo. I'm really good at reading people through their souls, through their eyes. And I was like, I don't like this lady. She doesn't seem like she knows what she's doing. I think she's going to do more harm than good.
Yeah.
And so I understand dragons two ways. So dragons are emanations of the Qliphoth, which is the underground, the roots of the Sephiroth of the tree of life.
Yeah, that's
But
what I see.
also that you also have dragons that are also higher dimensional entities
Yeah,
as well. So the higher
right.
frequency. So the
There's
Qliphoth
always
is
opposite.
definitely 3D and below. They're only frequencies of the lower dimensions. But there seems to be dragons that I've encountered that have been in higher dimensional frequencies. So it's confusing to me because this lady was pulling dragons out of my wife, and I'm thinking, like, she's super intuitive and she's really tuned in and she's got some serious skills. And I'm thinking, what are these dragons? Are they emanations of the lower planes of consciousness, or are they indeed, 6-dimensional, 7-dimensional, 8-dimensional, 9-dimensional beings? Are they helping her with her abilities if
Right.
they're
It's
7, 8,
yeah,
9D?
it's all perception. It's everything has its opposite. There's always, there's higher and lower of everything.
Well, you've read The Great Pymander by Hermes, right?
Got it
Aaron,
right here, my man.
right there tells you it all, right? What is the
Absolutely, it
Pymander?
does. Absolutely,
What
it does. Pymander is a little bit harder to decode than the Emerald tablets, though. It's very, very intricate in the way that it's laid out. They're only short little sentences and quick little tidbits, but when you really focus on that, on those words and that message, there's so many different layers of messaging that come through with just that one single line.
What was the Great Effulgence? What did it come into him as? A dragon, right?
Well,
To me, a dragon is a supernatural conscious being in thought form is what it is, and that's what I think. I think if you think dragons are going to come, dragons are going to come. I think if you think smoke is going to come, smoke's going to come. But that's me. I don't know. I don't hear words. I feel things, and when I feel things, that's what I go with. And that's how I navigate through all of this stuff. And when I felt that whole connection, I felt it true, and and my emotions followed suit, just like tonight.
With me though, I don't
Why
read.
did you stop? Why did you stop there, Aaron, and climb up? I'm sorry.
I don't
Sorry,
read
Danny.
many. I haven't not read many things. I have, but I haven't. I read things after I experience them. It's just like painting. I like to paint, but I don't study painters because I don't want other painters. Like I don't want other painters. I don't know what you want to call it. Train of thought affecting my train of thought. I want to pull out from the truth rather than somebody else's truth.
absolutely,
So,
and like at the moment, I'm developing a new business which is going to be threefold, astral, mental, and physical, and so that people that come can tap into that energy and download information, physically without having to get too deep into the ethereal. And I'm putting my thought forms, I'm creating my thought forms from scratch into the ether and implanting it into the ether. Now, my wife knows that what I'm doing, but I haven't told her anything about it, and I've explained to her because, everyone has different belief systems. And while I'm constructing this thought form, I don't want her particular belief systems to be interacting with the thought form that I'm creating for myself.
Yeah. That's why you have to be careful. Like the other day you were saying, be careful about what you put out there because you don't want what you put out there affecting other people's belief systems in a way that you don't mean it to be. I mean, people need to come up with their own belief systems based on their own experiences.
And that's exactly right. And it works in the opposite as well. You also have to be mindful that, when your soul's aligning to a particular task, that you're making sure that other people aren't influencing the way that you act as well with their own thoughts and their own, ideologies. So that's why I've made sure that I'm cutting everyone out, given no clues to the name, what it's about, what I'm doing, how I'm constructing it.
Yeah, that's smart. I get
so
what
then
you're doing.
If it works, it means I'm successful in finally working out how to manipulate the ether and create thought forms. If it doesn't, then I know that it's completely me and an error in the way that I've constructed it, that's created the situation. So,
That's very smart. So in the Bible, because that's what I have read and studied, so I kind of pull back to that. And it said, in these times, the elect will reshape the earth. They will move mountains and reshape the earth. And I think that it is us that will reshape the earth via thought. You have faith, when you have faith of a mustard seed, you will move mountains. And it says, in these times, like, the elect will reshape the earth. And I think that's what we're doing, is reshaping the earth with our thought forms. But they need to be pure and not influenced by lower
absolutely
realms.
and the idea behind me creating this business like this is so that I hope to be able to teach people how to create their own businesses through thought forms and create their own endeavors, so, and try and find a fail-proof plan, because so many people have all these doubts about business and making something for themselves. They get so stuck in the system of working for someone else and working for the man. I'd love everyone to be able to manifest their destiny in whichever way that they want to do it, and I think that's going to be my life's work, to make sure that people are manifesting their destiny correctly, and being aware of the things that affect them from doing that. That manifestation, the law of attraction, it's all good, but I mean, there's so many other intricacies that add to the dynamic that, you need to be aware of most of them, if not all of them, if you want to make sure that you're correctly manifesting your destiny. As simple as that.
Hang on a second. Who was Katie talking to, you guys? There's somebody where? At your house? Is that what you're saying, Katie? Somebody's messing with Katie or something, and you guys looking at the chat?
Yeah, I just went over there.
Sorry, Aaron.
No, you're good.
But Aaron,
hang on, since we got some silence here, and I can ask you, why did you pause when I said the dragon was?
I was going to get back. I was actually going to get back to that. It was in my mind. So when you said that, I was just tuning in to which energy he was actually aligning with, whether it was the Clipoth or the higher dimensionals. I was tuning in to see what it was, because I mean, Hermes might be thrice great, but he's not perfect. That his interpretation is just his perspective, and his perspective, throughout a lot of the things that I've read in the Hermetica and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff that's in that doesn't ring true to me, and right. not because he's deceiving or he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's just that his perception does not align with mine, or his perception has affected the outcome. So I was just tapping in just to see which emanation of the dragon he had tapped into. That's all. So I was pretty interested.
But at the end of it
was the lower emanation.
Yes, because that's originally what he's seen was the dragon, and then after that, he says he doesn't know what it is, and then the thing, it explains itself what it is, right?
Yeah.
Why are you pausing? You're confusing me here, buddy.
I'm just thinking about how it plays out. Because we've just been talking about dragons and the higher and lower dimensionals. I'm thinking about the archetypes that are attached to both the higher and lower dimensionals, and why he might have assumed it was one thing and then not been sure and then been shown it's another. You know, that to me that seems like he was deceived either in his personal perception or from an outer influence. So, you know, that makes me think that it's definitely probably, well, not definitely, but probably that lower emanation of the dragons that he was tapping into. So I'm just pausing so I can clear my mind, so I can tap into that energy.
No, I'm not tripping on you. I'm a little buzzed right now. So if I seem like I overreact, don't take it personally, all right?
Nah, you're good, man. I take nothing personally. It's all good.
Because I don't drink much, man, and I'm getting a little pitchy here. So, but yeah, that's why I said I think the dragon is the thought form and you know what I mean? That's what I meant by that, is because he attaches the dragon, you know, the red dragon, right away to whatever the effulgence is, you know.
Yeah, and the red dragon comes up a lot through esoteric and occult knowledge. It comes up so many times, and usually the red dragon is a harbinger of things to come that are negative in nature.
Precisely. And if you manifest that in your own thought, that's what you're going to get. So I guess that's absolutely a lesson I brought away from the Hermetica tonight, just by, you know, living this whole scenery out and talking to you about this, and you know, maybe that's why you paused to teach me the lesson, you know, to get us talking about it.
yeah, absolutely, and we all definitely have to remember that Hermes was only a man. He you know, he wasn't perfect. He was just like us. So I mean, we still need to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. As great as the thrice great was and still is in the emanation of his thought form, you know, nothing's perfect, just like nothing's inherently bad and nothing's inherently good, you know. We're both at fault and we're both perfect at the same time, you know. So I just like to tune into these thought forms and these energies, and just to make sure that what's coming through to me aligns with me, you know, rather than my mind taking over and going, oh, well, the thrice great is always correct, you know, because that is a presupposition I've found myself having a lot of times when I've been reading the Emerald Tablets, is I get so wrapped up in how true it rings to my soul that I forget to use my discernment, you know. And I've read it thousands of times, and you know, there's still some things I decode and it comes through differently every time. And, you know, and I forget to use my discernment because I get so excited about finding a new pathway in a new line, you know. And yeah, it's just the most important thing to remember, is to make sure that, you know, even the thrice great wasn't perfect.
But I think like we discussed before, I think thought is just, it's you and God short of thought. And that to me means that, you know, if you take yourself out of the equation, you take God out of the equation, then you can have clear thought, you know. And if that means take the emotion, the physical sense and all of it out, and God out of it, and just go with the thought and do it logically, then you come up with the right answer. And that's what I see the Emerald Tablets are. And that's why you can come up with a new experience after the 55th time reading it, you know.
Absolutely. It's all perceptive. Absolutely. I remember the first time I read it, and I was reading it, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, what is this guy talking about?
Yep.
You know, even after reading it 20 times, there was still probably 70 to 80% of it that I just had no concept of, you know. And with the life experience and by throwing yourself into that paradigm, then you can start to change your perception enough to be able to understand it. And I think for those of us that really get involved with the Emerald Tablets, we do actually unconsciously live a lot of what's in the Emerald Tablets, you know, because we believe it. We live a lot of it. And then when we live it, we can change our perspective and experience, you know, different understandings that are, you know, hidden within, because it is all hidden within. There's nothing in the Emerald Tablets. You know, you couldn't get someone who knew nothing about the esoteric, you know, just your average 9-to-5 Joe who drinks and smokes and takes drugs, you know, who's at the lower vibration. You couldn't hope to give them that book and then be able to understand even one sentence of what's going on, you know. So
that was me 4 years ago, dude. 4 years ago, I mean, just 3 years ago when I bought that book, I really couldn't comprehend any of it. It was like so simple, but it was so repetitive. It was like reading Dr. Seuss. It was like, what
Yeah.
is it? That's how I felt. I felt this is worthless. And I just forced
Yeah,
myself to keep reading it,
I
reading
just
it.
I just I just read it again for I haven't read it for a while, and it's just all everything that I've experienced. I mean, it makes perfect sense where before I hadn't experienced and those things, and it didn't make sense. Or maybe I had experienced some things, but I hadn't put blocks together, and now I read it and it's like, holy shit, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and everyone always when they tap into like alchemy and hermetics and things like that, they think that you're mixing potions and trying to turn physical lead into gold. That is actually a part of the practice is, making
Mhm.
tinctures and potions and things like that. But alchemy itself, is all about perception. It's all about
It's
having one
all
thing and
about
changing your perception to change it
it's
into
just
another.
about experiences. You need to go through certain
And the
processes.
Emerald Tablets is a perfect example of what alchemy is. To your average Joe, it's a piece of lead. To us,
And
it's gold.
yes, and that has been and that is all my paintings is the alchemical process, you know? Everything of what it is the spiritual alchemical process of going through this furnace, getting to know yourself, knowing yourself, not getting to, hearing somebody else's example of how you need to ascend or what you need to think, getting to know yourself, going through the furnace, getting washed by the waters and turning into, spiritual gold. That's what it's all about.
Oh, great
It
cosmic
is.
light that shines through the cosmos. Draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Uh,
Turning,
Bring
getting,
me
going
in.
higher,
I'm
turning
trying to
those.
remember that whole prayer. Do you remember it, Aaron? Danny?
Absolutely not. You know what? I don't actually. I probably remember half a dozen out of the entire book.
Yeah.
To be honest, my
Oh
memory
great,
is
oh great
absolutely
light of the
shocking.
cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift me up out of the darkness. Draw my light so it may melt in thy furnace. I can't remember past that.
Man, you must have read that 1,000 times over and over that one line to be able to remember that like that because, whew, to be
Well,
able to
I can
remember
remember the
that.
whole thing some days. Just today, I can't because I got beer in me or drinking in me. Maybe that's what spirits do to you.
Yep.
That rang true with me when you said that the other day on that or yesterday when we were talking about how drugs, and I was a bad guy when I was younger, and I propagated that sort of thing, and I was addicted to that sort of thing, and I believe now that it was to quail what is rising in me now, and I
Well, it's
regret doing what I did, and wish I would have known that then. The whole drugs bringing your vibration down, and I wish I would have even been open to the whole. Because this hasn't been my life. I've always known there's something more. With the 333, because that spoke to me my whole life, ever since actually when I had my appendix removed, and I actually believe that has something to do with it. And I don't know why I believe that, but that does. My appendix, and why is it called an appendix? I don't know, but yeah, when you said that, it rang true with me, and I think it's completely true, and I'm really gonna stop smoking weed now. I think because I wanna get higher on that ladder.
oh man. I mean, I was heavily into drugs when I was younger as well, and then I moved to psychedelics, and I thought I'm moving into a higher plane of consciousness here. I'm taking psychedelics. I'm better than drug addicts, and I was taking so many psychedelics. Dimethyltryptamine, ayahuasca, LSD, all of them to try and have these transcendental experiences. Until I learned, hey, I can invoke these transcendental experiences without drugs. And that brings me back to how you said that you regret having done that. Now, in my case, I would have never understood what a transcendental experience was without taking psychedelics, and
Well, I'm not
B, I
talking
would have
about
never worked
psychedelics.
out
I'm
that I
talking
didn't
about other
need them.
kinds.
Yeah.
I
But
wasn't.
still, every drug has its effect on the body, and while it works negatively in some way, it works positively in the other. We're still as above, so below, dualistic nature, man. So, I mean, I wouldn't have any regrets. Although you're saying, the drugs could have been influenced, from an outside influence to stop your spiritual, awakening or your spiritual progression. But at the same time, you've transcended that. So that experience has only made you stronger, and it's made you stronger than what you would have been had you not have done it. So, and too easily we can forget that. We can say, I'm ashamed of my past and the things I've done. I was so stupid. I should have looked after myself better. But I mean, that's a big old training ground, my man. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're just training.
You know what you just sounded like right there? You sounded like an alchemical freaking politician. Right? I mean,
I don't know whether to be gracious of that or despise you for it.
That means that you're a good orator, and you spun it in a way that it made me feel good, but it covered your ass. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but it's truth though. I might have been spinning it in a way that you could understand, but that is the absolute truth. You can't say that you're a weaker man for having done that.
The only reason why I regret it is because I feel like I'd be I'd be further along. You know what I mean? That's why I say that.
But the thing is, would you really be further along though? Because your perspective would be completely different.
That's my view of it. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, I thought I'm on a weird. Okay, but I think you have to go. You have to dive down into the pit there.
That's it. And drugs are the easiest way to dive into the abyss. There's no easier way to do it.
They will take you straight up into the pit.
I was in there.
Yep. They will take you straight to hell, and you will see right what it's like.
Killed 3 of my best friends, and one's in prison until 2022. He's been there for 20 years.
Yep. It's a shit deal, and I speak out loudly on these channels that loudly promote drugs to bring people to ascension. Because it's a part of the journey, but you shouldn't be feeding them to people. You have to have these to ascend to my level.
You're talking the DMT thing and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we got to look at the origins of these drugs as well. I think these drugs that are made with spirits like crystal meth, alcohol, cocaine. I mean, anything that's been distilled with alcohol or features alcohol, I feel that it does strip our biofield and affect our aura. And there are drugs that are going to be absolutely beneficial to us. Like I will never touch, say, DMT again in my life, but I would strongly recommend anyone that's on the spiritual path to try it once and to be able to experience the intensity of, the fractal nature of our universe. There's no other way to understand how our universe is formed in the fractal than to smoke DMT. That is, I can never replicate that in any of my mental, ethereal, astral projections. I've tried, to get down to that base level of the fractal, and I've never even come close. So,
being dead,
these are all tools. They're all tools to use, and I think they're just perspective changes. As like weed, for example. I mean, I still dabble in a little bit of weed here and there. I love it. It quietens my mind. It gets me thinking in a different frequency. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of people can, can agree with that. And especially I know you're a stonemason, Steve. I'm a builder. I know what it's like when we wake up at 5 o'clock every night and we come home at 6 o'clock, and you're absolutely fucked from working in the sun all day. And things like weed is a perfect way to be able to make it through to the next day without having it affect you negatively, to make sure that your frequency is just being slowly eased out every day, because these working and having all these social pressures, and especially family members dying and things like that, dealing with grief, marijuana is an absolute miracle drug, you know, to try and normalize your frequency. I think overuse is no good, but using it as a tool once a week, once a fortnight, I mean, there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, my last name is Stone, so I got to get stoned.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, what do you tie into me marrying somebody that's born on Halloween and her ma's born on Halloween? My name is Steve. Her ma's husband's name is Steve. My last name is Stone. I'm a stonemason. Do you think that's just coincidence, or do you think
Nah,
it's there for?
there's no coincidences. I mean, you know, especially with you, Steve. You know, your name's Steve Stone. You're a stone mason, and you're into this Masonic knowledge. You know what I mean? There's no coincidences, man. It's all connected. You know, and I think that maybe your wife and her parents or whatever being born on Halloween's a clue as to what their genealogy is. You know, maybe they are, you know, they're Wiccan or something, or they have some sort of connection to, you know, that Halloweenish sort of, you know, pagan background. It's quite possible. I mean, and I find a lot of people with pagan backgrounds in past lives, they struggle accepting this esoteric knowledge. They just shut it out, you know, because obviously something's happened to them in a past life that's hurt them so much, you know, say like in the Salem witch hunts, like if you were murdered for being a witch, you know, there's going to be the deepest parts of your DNA that want to block out any information about becoming a witch so that does not happen to you again.
Her side of the family is deathly scared of water, dude. They're so scared of water, it's sickening.
How many witches would have been drowned, my man? Millions over the time.
But me, I love water. I'm in water all the time. I'm not scared of it.
Same.
You know, I've been in a river, you know, fallen out of a boat, almost drowned, and just had my mind about me and still survived. And I you know, I went right back in. You know what I mean? But my kids are afraid of water. My wife's afraid of water, and her whole side of her family are afraid of water.
So that's interesting. You know, we know that we've got all this information that's logged into our DNA, you know, and into our binary code. So there's probably something to that. There's probably something in the lineage, you know, of their bloodline where they had some sort of occurrence with water. I'm not quite sure how reincarnation works, whether we reincarnate into with the same people and the same families, into the same bloodlines, or whether we just have completely random different experiences. I'm not sure, but I mean, if your kids are afraid of water and her whole family's afraid of water, you know, and they say the grandparents' gene on the mother's side is probably the strongest gene that goes into the gene pool to make up a child, you know, there's got to be some sort of correlation there for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that I wonder if past life. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird, and that's why I asked you. And you pretty much. I've had this freaking shaky feeling ever since I flipped out inside me right now. I don't know if you guys can notice that I'm kind of off right here, but I've had this cold feeling. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed it.
I've got a cold feeling in me, and I'm shaking.
Yeah, it's just your frequency, man. You know, think about how much you would have burnt out when you were getting all excited back then before, and you're throwing out that frequency. Think about how much that would have burned you out. Think about how much you would have repressed that light, good frequency that comes out of you, man. So, I mean, it's a byproduct. It's like when you take drugs and you have a hangover the next day and you're all shaky and you're all fucked up. It's the same deal. So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything at the core of your being that's going on. I just say that your frequency is a little bit all over the shop at the moment.
Weird, you know, that right now I feel this way. You know, I find it weird. You know, I started this night out wanting to have fun, and then that dude shows up and sends me the messages and throws me for a loop. And that's a lesson, I guess, is to not let that shit take control of my mind. You know, whether it's that deep or not, right?
Absolutely.
Because that was pretty profound for me, man. I mean, to realize that something used you as a tool, you know, I don't like to be a tool. You know what I mean?
People tell me I'm a tool all the time.
Nice.
You get over it.
But you know what I'm getting at there? You kind of feel like a
Yeah.
prostitute almost. You know, like you were used and abused. You know, because you know if you're gonna use me, just you know put me away dry anyway. Okay, I'm
I mean,
on
at the end
number
of the day,
6
we're all
now.
tools, man.
No, I guess I guess yeah I guess I just
Yeah.
overreacted like I do all the time. So I guess I better quit doing it.
It's okay. You can overreact. Don't
That's
beat
exactly
yourself
right.
up.
There's nothing wrong with overreacting. There's nothing wrong with any way that you act. It's just the way you are, you know?
Right. It's just the process.
And
I
it's that
appreciate
passion that's within you that drives you to be able to go so deep into these mysteries that you do, man. You know, like you have this passion that works for you in one way, which is detrimental to your emotional state. But, you know, that passion also drives you to push further than what the average Joe does, you know? So as above, so below, my man. It's who you are. Don't be ashamed. Sometimes you get emotional, you get caught up. So what? I won't hold it against you. And I'm sure no one in this chat will hold it against you. Everyone loves you, man. So let's keep on keeping on. Do your thing.
Oh, definitely. And I don't want to turn this into, Coddle Steven, fucking my, I don't need you. I don't want to turn this into, my psychiatrist appointment with my, how did that end
Okay,
up? Was that on my
no.
shoulder the whole time? I was wondering where that went. Yeah, I fucked up. All right, guys. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you coming, Aaron. And thanks
Well,
for
good,
therapy.
man.
Thanks for giving me some therapy.
I'm not here to be a therapist, my man. I'm just saying things the way
You
they
were
are.
tonight. You were tonight.
I'm
I
just
used
saying it
you
the
as a
way it
tool,
is,
man.
man.
No, hey, did you have anything you wanted to talk about, or I mean, do you have some juicy tidbits you want to drop, or because I'm game to talk or sit here
Oh,
and
well,
listen?
let's see what I've got. I'm always writing things down on my little pad. What have we got here? No,
Think about
just
acting
a
like.
whole. I've got a whole bunch
Go
of
ahead.
stuff on the 23, but I think I would prefer to leave that. I think we should do a show on the 23. I think I've got a good couple of hours of content. I think if I start spewing your tidbits here and there, then we're going to lose the concept as a whole. You know, I prefer to throw it out as a concept so people can actually understand what the 23 represents instead of me just spewing out synchronicities at people. You know.
Plus, I was gonna say that once you fly off the handle like I did earlier, kind of turns the show on a different end, and maybe now wouldn't be. I was just gonna say what you just said, actually.
The
So yeah,
23 is pretty profound. Two,
Super
three.
profound, and the more you
Yeah.
tune into it, the more
That's
intense it gets, and the more
yeah,
you
that's
start to
been
see.
my
I
number.
seriously urge.
That's been my number lately. The 23 is
I would urge absolutely everyone in the chat to try and focus on 23 for the next week,
for
so
real.
that when we do a show, people can put their own input in, and we can start developing a better concept. I've spent 10 to 12 years developing this concept on the 23. I've been following it for a
The
very, very long
23
time.
is where it's
Um,
at, let me tell you. Or even 232,
yeah, 232 is
Two,
another
three,
one.
2, 3, 2, 3.
323. Yeah, that and they all come up, and the moment you say, okay, you give yourself a mantra, I'm going to allow 23 to come into my life, and I want to see what it's about. It'll be everywhere. Cars in front of you while you're driving, the number plates will have 23 in them. You'll stop at traffic lights and you'll look to the left, the house will be number 23. It's insane. And I would really, if everyone is interested in doing that, I'd love to see everyone give it a go for a week, and I'd love us all to come together
Yeah,
and see
I would
what we
recommend.
can
That's
do to
been,
try and construct an idea.
yep. I've been even like way before, I've been on the 23 for a while now, so that you even say that is crazy.
Yeah, and
But
a lot of people have said to me when I mentioned 23, like, wow, I see 23 all the time. So there's definitely something to it. there's so many synchronicities of 23
Yeah.
and the makeup of our reality.
I
And
mean, I have my opinions on it, but I will leave my opinions out. But everybody should look at the 23 because
absolutely, everyone should. I think we should all put our opinions together so that we can come to an idea, because I've been working on this so hard. But at the end of the day, it's only my perspective and my life experience which helps me come to these conclusions. And I'm sure that that's not even 50% correct, the idea I have about what 23 is. And I think we've got a good community here and everyone wants to help each other. Everyone's got great ideas. I think it's a nice, healthy thing where we can work together to try and so that everyone's on the same wavelength. Some people aren't treading water and thinking, "Oh, holy shit, this is over my head." I'd love to see if everyone could input and everyone could see what's going on and, do it with no fear. Fuck that movie, The Number 23 with Jim Carrey. That's an absolute psyop. It's an absolute psyop. I haven't seen it. I know what it's about, but
I think
I
it's the
think it's
same
an
as the
absolute
13.
psyop.
I mean, the 13 has positive and negative views. I mean, I have a lot
13's
to do with the 13.
13 is the most important number, I think, isn't it?
It's 13 is the magic number, and that's why
The 12 and the 1.
that's why the elites use chaos magic with the number 13.
Yeah, I
It's the
mean, people,
strongest.
yeah, I mean, I had 13 come to me, and then I have Christians telling me, "Oh, this means you have the mark of the devil." It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And none of these numbers are good or bad, I think, like, for example, what I say about 32, how it's deception, it's the inversion of 23. At the end of the day, that's only my perception. That's probably not the truth.
It goes back.
I'd like to think that. What's that, my man?
It goes back to the dragon and the thought, like I was saying earlier. That same concept is, if you think something is, it is, because we are what we think, and that's what our reality is.
So you think 32 is the inversion?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly, because when I was in the underworld, I got the 32, and now I get the 23.
Yeah. For example,
right.
I went into a hotel a couple of months ago, and I was seeing 23 all the way to the hotel. And then I got to the hotel and it had a gaming room with poker machines in it. And above the sign was the number 23. And I was like, I've got to go in there and I've got to put money into machine number 23. So I went in there and I put money into machine number 23 and I won $323. And I thought, well, that's pretty incredible, right? So it was about a week later and I was seeing 32 everywhere, 32, 32, 32. And I was at an engagement party. And at an engagement party with all my friends, I knew everybody there, trusted everybody there. I was seeing 32 everywhere. And I sat down at the table at the engagement party. I was at table number 32. And I was like, oh, what's 32 trying to tell me? This is before I had a concept. I went up to the bar to go get a glass of water. I come back, my wallet, my phone had been stolen.
Yep. Yeah, so, the red dragon himself gave me the number 32. And
that's the interesting thing as well, Danielle. I remember your live stream where you were talking about the Pope and how he gave you the number 32.
Yeah.
Now, I told Steve the other night about my lucid dream that I did on this conjunction. And I saw the Pope as well. I saw the Black Pope, and the Black Pope was ushering in the New World Order. And I also saw a different timeline where the Pope was murdered. And the timeline came into a good timeline where, the good factions take over and the new cycle begins.
Yeah.
I thought that was super interesting when you said number 32 with the Pope and how he was deceiving people. That rang so true with me and what I've researched and what I understand. And at the end of the day, that might not mean that 32 is inherently bad. It just might be that 32 is a key number, that these dark factions use to manipulate. So. I mean, who knows? My wallet, my phone could have been stolen to put me into some sort of negative frequency to stop me finding out some answer.
I don't think I am just too much I don't believe in chance anymore.
Yeah.
No, there's no such thing as chance.
Now that I'm over this fear, you pass so many levels. It's all about, climbing out of the underworld and, seeing the light. And now I'm stuck on 23. Or 232, 2323, but
yeah,
23.
And I think that I'm stuck also. I think that that the 23 is some sort of key to something, whether it's a key to manifestation or something like that. I think it is the key to something, and I do feel that I haven't worked it out yet. And when I do, I'm going to move, along to the next thing in my life. The next,
we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure this shit out. And
yeah, that's why I think everyone should allow it into their life. Say a mantra: I allow 23 into my life. If anyone has any negative experiences with 23, you're more than welcome to throw your negative energy at me. I've got no problems with that. But we just need to have faith that 23 is a great number, and it's a great number of manifestation and the physical makeup. And I'd love to see everyone start to put these little experiences into actual experiences, so that we can start to disseminate some sort of understanding. And I mean, if we can all do that together, and we can all come to an agreement and a common understanding on 23, then we can all start using 23 to our advantage, because we all understand what the energy involves. So I would love to see it, man. I think, Steve, your channel is the best channel that I'm involved with, that's capable of doing it. Everyone seems to get along. Everyone wants to work together. So, this is something simple. It's something easy. It's something we can all allow. So I think we should do it.
Well, hey, I appreciate that, Aaron. And yeah, we're doing it. I mean, I spend typically 4 hours a day researching when I'm not working, 5 hours maybe, and maybe that's what I need to do is take a break for a minute. I don't know. But the whole thing with this word, that's I just wanted to get this out, is like you're 23 or your phone getting stolen. I think there's certain things set in a sequence from our higher realms, from the energy grid, whatever it is, to lead us down the path to get us to somewhere, some form of understanding. You understand what I'm getting at there?
Yeah, and that's all what this experience now Moot Suits is about. It's all about understanding. It's all about experience and coming to new understandings, new perspectives, and seeing the world for what it truly is, instead of the veiled, decrepit, cabal-run, rock that we live on.
The Kabbalah isn't bad though either. It's like the numbers. You can't,
the Kabbalah is inherently good. That entire teaching and the Talmud, and it's all inherently good. It's just that the energies and the powers that are associated with it are so powerful, and that it's susceptible to be taken by either good or bad. So I studied the Golden Dawn system of magic. Now a lot of people think
I studied that too. I started
cool.
That started off my path.
What was that?
Yeah, so a lot of people think Golden Dawn is satanic. The same with I've got Aleister Crowley's Magic Book 4. That's 900 pages. I've studied that front to back. Same as the Golden Dawn. Done a lot of things in it. People say, "Oh, Aleister Crowley was a Satanist." He was this, he was that. But I mean, it only takes you to read a handful of his books to see what he was trying to achieve. He was trying to understand what it's all about.
I heard that Aleister Crowley was on the right path, and then he delved into too dark a magic and let something into his soul that he couldn't get rid of.
Yeah, and that's pretty telling. That's pretty telling of the way he wrote 420 books.
He let a djinn in the same fucking one I found. The ayahuasca is an asshole.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. He's a fucking dick.
I've done all those transcendental meditations that are in book 4. I've done every single one of them. I've invoked things like Kali in Hindu and all these crazy beings. Can't say I've invoked anything of real darkness, but I have tried to communicate with like AWAS and things like that.
Did you find him? I freaking found him, and he was a dick. And let me tell you, AWAS killed my fucking son. So let me tell you, anybody who wants to fuck with AWAS, expect a loved one to die. And that is not fucking around. That is straight up real shit.
So he wouldn't present himself to me. I could feel the energy when I was meditating, and I was thinking to myself, AWAS is in the room. He's here. And I was like,
Mm.
where are you? And he wouldn't present himself. He was like, no, I'm not
I see
presenting
him
myself to
pretty
you.
fucking out, and he is an evil fucking dick.
And a lot of these energies are pretty. They're pretty nasty energies, you know. And
And
Aleister Crowley
so
definitely
I
invoked
am
a lot of
pretty
nasty
fucking.
ones.
I'm pretty with it, and I can banish quite a bit of things. I've dealt with pretty, substantial amount of dark energies. I don't have fear, and this fucker, just don't even mess around with that. And you're
And
lucky
I
he didn't
believe that
present
AWOS is a
himself.
grey. I think he's a grey, and I can't remember what that guy's name is.
It's like
There's a guy
he's
that
like
gets
one
it
of the
on
white
YouTube that says,
elves from, like you look at Yggdrasil, he's like one of the top white elves from that sphere, but he's like a portal keeper. And I think
interesting.
Crowley was using him as a portal keeper because he's, he opens up portals, but I think he likes females, you know. He
Interesting.
probably
Maybe
didn't
that's
like
why
you
he wouldn't
because you
present
didn't.
himself to me,
Yeah, I don't think he probably didn't
because of
like
no
you because
use.
you were male, but he sure fucking liked me. And
Which one?
Interesting.
I finally banished him, and then he's stuck on my fucking son. So
Wow.
Which
don't.
ones are blue?
Human higher souls are blue.
Yeah.
I
So
think I seen my higher soul then.
astral
Yeah,
state is blue.
yeah.
Usually, if you're in the right frequency, your astral state is blue.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah,
got a
If
couple
you're looking at
pictures of them.
yourself
I'll
in
show
the
you guys
astral,
sometime.
sure.
No, I'm talking in the physical world. I looked up in the clouds, took a picture, and I seen him.
yeah. You're probably seeing
And
a human.
I could fetch it and show it to you guys. And that's subjective too, though. That whole cloud thing when people look at stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I see people that see things in the clouds, and I see absolutely nothing. So
Right.
I totally believe that clouds are biological entities. They're not specifically just wispy bits of moisture trapped in the atmosphere. I think that they are in
Right.
fact biological entities. But I've never seen anything in
Elemental.
clouds that shows me, showing me something. But I've heard plenty
Hey,
of people, a lot of my
here's
close
something.
friends that have.
I've never ran this information by you. Do you remember where we are located in the Milky Way galaxy? Did I ever ask you that?
No, but we're located. We're located in the middle, aren't we? We used to be on the outer edge,
Oh,
but now we're in
you
the
do
middle.
remember being on the outer edge?
Yeah, I do. I do definitely remember being on the outer edge of the Milky Way galaxy. Correct. Yeah,
Yeah, and guess where
that's
we're
what we
at
were
on
taught at
the.
school.
Go ahead.
No, that's what we were taught at school. We were taught that we're on the outer edge of the Milky Way galaxy.
Thank you very much. I could go to a video right now that shows you proof. One Harmony. I don't know if you've ever watched that or not, but he was a Mandela Effect channel, and he's a hypnotic therapist or whatever. But on his channel, he's got a video where he says, if anybody wants to look it up, it's called "I Found the New Earth," and it actually has residual proof of where we were located in 1981. Of all years, 1981, 82, and 83 were the years when all this shit started, and that's when I believe it started. That was when Ronald Reagan came out with that speech. Everything, all of it, all the information came out then. Nibiru came out then, and I mean the space race was at its height right then. And it
And
was just
1982 was the last Saturn Pluto conjunction. So, hey,
really,
yeah, got it written down right here.
wow.
Yep, 1982. I'm pretty sure was the last one.
Wow. Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, I think we did touch on that yesterday.
When was the last time this alignment with the cross and the conjunction was? Have you tried looking into that?
It was 1517, 500 years ago. So that's what I was talking about yesterday. Martin Luther, the starter of the Protestant movement, how he nailed those 95 points of argument to the Catholic Church, 95 being 14.
Just wait a minute, Steve. Can you
Yeah.
block somebody on here that's harassing somebody?
Why? What are they doing?
This AEVA is the one messing with Katie. Can you block him?
Yeah, I can.
Because keeps
I'll find
putting
out
"I
where he
love
lives,
you,
and
Katie."
I'll do more than block him.
He
You
keeps saying,
remember,
"Oh,
I'm
I
coming
love
on the road
you.
here,
I
guy.
love you."
Why don't you send me your email and I'll come show you how much you love Katie?
Yeah, he was acting like a real creep on here right now. He needs to be gone.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta go into my settings on my YouTube channel, but yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, if he thinks he's such a big man, just remember, I'll find out where you live, and I'm coming
Yeah,
for a ride,
he
and I'll
keeps
find you,
saying
guy.
that. Yeah, he keeps saying, "I love you. I
Because
love
I'm a
you."
boots on the ground kind of guy. I don't care about high vibrations or not. I'll show you what a low vibration is.
That's it. There's no delusion in your head, my man. You're light and dark.
Well, I mean, people want to start messing with people on my channel. It's just wrong. Why even do that? You think you're so big and cool. I'll give you my address. My address is 2908 Helena Avenue, Oakdale, Minnesota. Come on over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why does he keeps messing with her? That's just
Because he's a freak,
Yeah. Yeah, some
obviously.
people are weird, aren't they? They
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely lack that divine spark.
Mhm.
got no freaking couth, is what I like to call it. All right, now I got to go to my channel. But yeah, it's just
No, Katie,
retarded.
don't be embarrassing. It's not you.
Yeah, just
That's it, Katie. You should never be embarrassed because of someone else. Should never be embarrassed at all. Never. Embarrassment
just
is
everybody
silly, silly,
just
silly
ignore the person.
frequency.
You know what I mean? Don't even respond to them. Just let them talk and be stupid until I get them blocked here. Because that's just retarded. People like that are just pity. I mean, they're petty. They're lonely or whatever. We feel pity for you too, guy. Whoever you are, whatever you are. And that could be that whole situation could be there put in there. If you want to buy into the whole AI thing, that could be to bring us down, right? Look at it like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. We
So
shouldn't let
yeah,
we shouldn't let anything or anyone bring us down. It's something that's weirdly wired into our brains that we allow people to affect us so much. We really need to find ways to try and counteract that. We shouldn't feel embarrassed because someone's saying that they love us. Like that. You have no control over what other people are doing, so you shouldn't feel embarrassment, KT. You know, don't feed the gremlin after midnight. That's what they say.
nice. That's a good analogy. Hey, and what's your name, Avna? Whatever you are, we love you. I love you, man. I love you. I love you. How's that? Does that make you feel better? Because I love you.
Yeah, and that's the frequency we should be sending to these people. Just love.
Yep, love them.
We love you too, man. We love you too.
There you go.
And
Awesome.
we
That's
also
a,
love Katie.
well, yeah.
So
Katie's part of our family, and so are you, Avna. If you wanna love us, we'll love you back.
that's it.
Yeah, but yeah, guys. I mean, I've I needed you tonight, and you guys pulled through, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And I'm sorry if I brought anybody down tonight, which I don't. You know, I don't think I did too bad, but I appreciate you coming and joining me in my ups and downs.
Yeah, man. Let's just start this new year with a good frequency.
Right.
And I'm sending out good frequency to you for the new year, Steve. That your channel grows. That you can start making a little bit of money for your ads, for your hard work. That we can get further and deeper into these mysteries. That everyone becomes closer. Everyone gets a better understanding. That my personal mantra for the new year is to make sure that I'm looking after my personal health because when I'm at my peak physicality, when I'm going to gym and I'm running and I'm eating healthy and I'm thinking healthy and that's my main focus for this year. you know, and I send my goodwill out to every single person in this group. Make sure that they're manifesting their dreams for this year, because it's so important that you start the year with the right frequency, you know. Make sure that whatever energy you're putting into the collective consciousness for this year, 2019, is all positive.
Awesome. I second that. And I really appreciate you coming here, and thank you very much, bud.
All good, brother.
And everybody in chat, is that person still here? Hey, love you too, Avna. Really, we love you. Sorry I couldn't block you anytime sooner, but you know what? I'm not even gonna block you. Come back tomorrow and tell us you love us. You know.
Absolutely.
And why don't you drop your address for me, and I'll come give you a visit and love you real good.
Give you a hug.
Love you long time.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Take it easy.